In a recent interview with Polygon, Sony Computer Entertainment President Shuhei Yoshida said that we should expect less first-party games for the Vita platform. He stated that the focus of what would be put on the portable has shifted and that the Vita should be used for more indie games, remote play, and shorter 10 to 15 minute experiences. In another interview with Game Informer, Yoshida called the Vita a companion device to the PlayStation 4. Not its own system with a unique library of games that can only be experienced on its specific hardware, but a companion. So, does this mean the Vita is dead? Yes. When the company that created the console abandons it, we can't really expect people to make games for the thing. And no matter how many indie developers are cobbling together and shoehorning in ports onto the machine, it won't make a difference. People aren't going to go out and buy it. Now, the reaction online has been pretty interesting. You still see some delusional comments like, "Hey, there's still games coming out. What about Hyper Super Fun Schoolgirl Pregnancy Explosion Time RPG 2? It's a port of a Japanese PSP game that was port of a mobile game based on an anime. I'm not gonna buy it, but there's definitely an audience for it. I think this will give the Vita a huge boost." But most people have actually been completely accepting of the news. Everyone has seen this coming. It's not that surprising because we all know how much Sony has supported the system in the past. The attitude has kind of been like a sad, wonderful defeat. So, just because the Vita is dead, does that mean it's a bad system or that you shouldn't enjoy the games on it? Of course not. I love my Vita, I play it every day, but I know it's dead. I'm sure I'll get some indies as they come out on sale or become free on PlayStation Plus, but I'm not expecting anything that will blow me away that I can't get anywhere else. And I'm fine with that. I don't regret getting my Vita, and if Shuei came out tomorrow and said, you know that stuff I said about us not making games for the Vita and it being a remote play machine? Well, I was wrong. What I really meant to say was, don't buy the system at all. Seriously, I'm telling you not to buy it. I would be like, alright. So what's the future for the Vita? Well, there isn't any because it's dead, but here's what I think Sony should do. Not to save the Vita, but just to be a good guy about things. Number one, open up the platform. Let people put on their own homebrew, their own emulators on the Vita so we can play classic games. Of course, this will also open up the system to things like piracy, but come on Sony, what are you afraid of? People pirating the games that you're not making for the system? Number two, extend remote play to the PC. Let me stream games from the PC to play on Vita. It would take the place of what Nvidia tried to do with the Shield. And if you told me that the only way to do this was to buy a PlayStation TV, I would totally get one. Of course, Sony will never let these things happen, but in the end, the hackers will eventually win, and the people will get their emulators and whatnot on the system. So there's something to look forward to. Finally, I'll end this with a question. Now that the Vita is dead, who's to blame? Is it Sony, who released a system with insanely overpriced proprietary memory cards? Did they just not make games people cared about? Is it the public who ignored it? Because there were definitely some great high-quality Vita games that came out in the beginning, like Uncharted and Killzone, but nobody bought them. Or is it no one's fault? Just a mix of bad timing and circumstances like the Dreamcast.
This world was never meant for one as beautiful as you.
I have to stress this is all personal opinion, and you are completely free to disagree with me, and I would love to hear what you think. So let me know. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.